So please subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Professor in Suit. Here I am, Mr. Akshay. I'll be doing EOT for grade 11 general. Okay, so let's continue from where we left off. This is part 3. Okay, so hope you guys can see my screen. Okay, so we were finding the area for the parallelogram. We did it last time. Now let's do a little bit, let me a little bit zoom. Yeah. Now let's go ahead finding the area for this one, for this parallelogram. It's one and the same because this parallelogram also looks the same. What's the area of parallelogram? A into A equal BH. Now what is B? B is your base. That's your base. And what's your height? This is your height. Now to find this height, they have given this 45 degree and they have given you 7. 7 means here also 7. So how will you find this height? Remember something called as opposite. This is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So sine, remember sine. So we'll use that is sine 45. It's what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Now what's opposite? Your h over hypotenuse. What's your hypotenuse? That's your 7. Now take this 7 over here. So what you will get? H will be what? 7 times sine 45. Now what's 7 times sine 45? Put it in your calculator. So 7 times sine 45. Now make sure your calculator is in degree. You can see the D over here because your 45 is in degree. Okay, so make sure your calculator is in degree when you click equal. So what's the answer? Let it be in fraction. 7 root 2 over 2. So 7, so that's your h, 7 root 2 over 2. So that's your height. So that's not the picture. That's not the end of the picture. What we need A. Now what's A? Area is what? B times H. Now what's B? B, you know, that's 14. And what's H? 7 root 2 over 2. Put it in the calculator. So 4 times, this whole thing times 14, right? What will be the answer? 49 root 2. So 69.29, what do we need? We need in the nearest tenth. So after point, we need one number. So let's take two number here. So 69.29. So we'll take 69.29. So round off. So it will become what? So what will be the area? 69.3. Okay, yard square. So that's the area. That's right. Easy peasy. So question 4 finish. Okay. Let's go ahead. This was a parallelogram. Okay, the next figure 5 and figure 6, it's not a parallelogram. It's trapezoid. Now, how do you know it's a trapezoid? Remember, what is trapezoid? Trapezoid is something which has a smaller base and a bigger base. So there are two base, small base and a bigger base. You see? So it will be like a small base and a bigger base. Okay, so whenever you have a small base and a bigger base, then it's a trapezoid. So for trapezoid, the area formula is different. So both of them seems to be same. Let's do question 6. Okay. So question 6, what's this is trapezoid. What is it? Trapezoid. Now what's the formula for trapezoid? The area says it's half h b1 plus b2. Now you might know what is b1 b2. B1 is the two bases. One is the smaller one. So like 8 over here will be a b1 and the total will be b2. Now what will be the total over here? What is the total? 9 plus 6, that's 15. So 15 is your b2. Okay, so you know b1, you know b2. What we need? Height. Now where's the height? Let's take another color. So that's your height. See, this is your height. Okay, so that's your height. So that height we don't know, but we know that in this triangle, 90 triangle, it's easy to find height. How? By a b c. Remember Pythagorean theorem. So that's your C. First put the C. How you know C? Opposite 90. Okay, so that's your C. This is your A, this is your B. Put it in the rule. A square plus B square equals C square. Okay, let's not put there. I'll put it on this side. So that side will find area. A square plus B square equals C square. What's A square? Your H, that's your X square. What's B? 6 square. And what's C? 10 square. Now do shift solve. What you get? The height. So you have alpha x square plus 6 square equal 10 square. Okay, then you do shift solve. That's 8. So x is what? 8. The height is 8. So you have to be master in this kind of shift solving thing. So what's the height? 8. So you know the height also. Now put it back in the area. So it's half times your height. That's 8 times b1 plus b2. That's again 8 plus b2. That's 15. Okay. Now put it all in the calculator. So you'll get the area. Let me put it for you. So it's half 1 over 2 times 8 times put bracket 8 plus 15 close bracket. So what's the answer? 92. So that's your answer. So 92 inch square. Okay, that's your answer. Understood? Easy peasy. Okay, even question number 5 can be done in the same way. Okay, same way. Okay, same tarika. So I want you guys to pause the video and try question number 5. Same way as 6 because that's also a trapezoid. Let's move ahead. Question 15. Okay, so what is this? The area of a rhombus. Now, what is rhombus? Rhombus is a square with all sides equal like this. Okay, sorry. Let's go a little up. So that's a rhombus, you see. Okay. So what's given? The area is given for rhombus. If one diagonal, like if I take this is the diagonal. If one diagonal is 3 times as long as the other. So let's the first diagonal be d1 and the other diagonal be d2. So first diagonal is 3 times the long as the other diagonal. So d1 will be what? Equal to 3 times d2. What are the lengths of the diagonal to the nearest tenth? Now, what's the area of rhombus when you talk about the diagonal? The area of rhombus can be given in the same way as the diagonal. Okay, so what was the area of rhombus in terms of diagonals? Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead with the area of rhombus. Now, how do you find the area of rhombus? Now, when you have two diagonals, the area of rhombus is given by, if you have two diagonals, like one is d1 and another one is d2, the area of rhombus can be given by d1 times d2 over 2. d1 times d2 over 2. Now, what they have said, one diagonal is 3 times the other. So, if I take the diagonal, the second diagonal as x, the first diagonal will be what? 3 times x, right? So it will be 3x. So what will be the area? Was the formula d1 times d2 over 2. Now what's area given? How much is the area given? 168. What's d1? 3x times d2. What's d2? Just x over 2. Okay. Now do shift solve. Okay, or else first simplify this. So what I can write, 168 equal 3x times x will be what? 3x square over 2. Now, I'll prefer to shift solve because that's more easier and faster. So what do you have? 168 equal 3x square over 2. Now do shift solve equal. So what's the answer you get? 10.58. But what they have said, diagonal to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. So after point, they want one number. So let's write for both the numbers first, both the point. So what is it? 10.58. But we want nearest tenth. So we don't want this 8. So when you cancel, it will become 10.6. So this is the diagonal x is the first diagonal's length, centimeter. That will be your d1. Sorry, that will be your d2 because you get x. What's x? 10.6 centimeter. So what is d2? Your second diagonal is 10.6 centimeter. And what will be the first diagonal? 3 times x. So 3 times 10.6. So how much it will be? 3 times 10.6. So 31.8. So first diagonal will be 31.8 centimeter. So these are the length of the two diagonals. Understood? So in this question, only thing you need to remember is this formula. Okay, that's area of rhombus. So what's the area of rhombus formula? This one. D1 times D2 over 2. Okay, all this formula is one and the same. Understood? Okay, let's go to the next one. So let's go to the next one. A trapezoid. A trapezoid has a base length of 12 and 14 feet and an area of this. What is the height? Again, trapezoid, remember what was the formula for trapezoid? This is your trapezoid. Remember, trapezoid is like this. One is smaller base, let it be B1, and the other one is B2, and the height is H. Okay, so what was the formula for area for trapezoid? Half times H B1 plus B2. Now, area is given. How much is the area given? 322. Half times H, height is not given, so let it be X times B1 plus B2. That's 12 plus 14. That's it. Do shift solve. So let's talk about this 322. One. Let's go ahead. So do shift solve. So once you do shift solve, what do you get it? 322 equal 1 over 2 times x times 12 plus 14. Okay, do shift solve equals. So that's your height. So 24.76977. So 24 point. So what's the height? That's your x, 24.77. Okay, what's its feet? So that's the height. Shift solve. Okay, as you guys have multiple choice, so no need to solve it. Shift solve is much better. Let's go to the next one. A trapezoid has a height of 8 meters, base length again this, and 64. I want you guys to try this question. Pause the video and try this question. In the same way, just only thing in place of B1 plus B2, they have only given you B1, 12. And B2 will be your X, and height is given, and area is given. Okay, that's it. Pause the video, try this question by yourself. Okay, let's go to the next one. The height of parallelogram is 10 feet more. Okay, so we are talking about parallelogram. Now, what's the area of parallelogram? Everybody is know BH. So, what's given height? So, height is what they have said. Height is 10 feet more. More means what plus? So, 10 feet more than the length of the base. So, it's B plus 10. So, if I take the base as B as X, what will be your height? Your height will be B plus 10. That's X plus 10. Okay, and base is, put it in the formula. What's the area? B times H. Now how much is the area given? The area is given 1200. B is what? X, and H is what? X plus 10. Again solve it. do shift solve. Okay, so when you solve it, but here you see when you do shift solve, okay, you can do shift solve. Let's try. So it's 1200 equal x bracket x plus 10. Shift solve equal. So what's the base you get? 30. So what's the height? X 30. So yeah, that's your x, that's 30. So your base is what? 30. So what will be your height? 10 more. That will be 40. Okay, so that's your base, that's your height. Understood? Easy. Feet, feet. Okay, so that's how you do it. Easy peasy. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, next is the find the area of each regular polygon and round to the nearest tenth. Now, when you find the area of polygon, it's very important to check the polygon. What is a polygon? Now, if I talk about the first one, now here that's a triangle. Now, to find the area of this polygon, what do you need? Base and height. Okay, now as this triangle is an equilateral triangle, okay, so this is 8. So if I make a half of it, so this will be what? 4. Okay, and if I make it 4, this is 8, this will also be 8. So how much will be the height? As it's an equilateral triangle, all sides will be same. So that's 4, that's 8. So to find this height, same way we'll use. What you will use whenever you have 90, what kind of formula you will use? A, B, C. Let this be C. This will be A, that's your B. A square plus B square equals C square. A is your H, that's X square. B is your 4 square and C is your 8 square. Okay, so shift solve. X square plus 4 square equal 8 square. Do shift solve equal. So what you get? Height 6.928. That's 6.93. So that's your height. 6.93. Once you know the height, this is a triangle. What will be the area for a triangle? It's half into B into height. Now what's your B? This is your B, the entire thing. That's your base. So it's half times 8 times 6.93. Okay. Now put it in the calculator. What do you get? So it's 1 over 2 times. Along with this, I'm also teaching you how to put in the calculator side by side so that you get master in everything. So what's the height you get? What's the area you get? 27.72. 27.72. But we want nearest tenth. We don't want this 2. As 2 is less than 5, so we'll just keep it as it is. No rounding off. Okay. So that's your answer. That's the area. Millimeter square. Okay. So that's the first one. Okay. Let's go ahead with the next one. The area of polygon. Now here, when we talk about this polygon, now this is not a rectangle. It's a pentagon. And whenever you have this kind of polygon, what's the formula for area? So area is half A. Let me use another color so that each question is distinguished. So for this, the area is half A N S. Now what's N? Let's talk. N is the number of sides. How many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So N is 5. So what's the N? N is 5. What's S? S is the side length. How much is each side? Did they give you? No. And what is A? A is, if I take from center to the middle, this 90, this length is A. Okay. Now how will you find this? So we need to find two things. We need to find A and we need to find S. So let's take this triangle out. Once you take the triangle out, it will look like this. Okay, see, like this. Okay, that's your A. This is given as 10. Okay, nothing else. Now, before doing it, first thing you need to find is the central angle.
So please
What you need to find?
subscribe,
The central angle.
like,
Now, how do
and
you find
share
central angle?
this video. Thank you.
We always do 360 divided by number of sides. How many sides are there? 5. So 360 divided by 5 over 5. So that's a central angle. How much is the central angle? 72. How much is central angle? 72. So this whole thing is 72. So what will be only half of it? 36. So how much is this? 36 degree. Okay. Once you know this, you know this 10. Okay. And let this A and let this, the whole thing, this B. That's the whole thing is S. Okay. So what will be only half of it? You see, this whole thing is S. Whole thing is S. Okay. So this whole thing is S. So how much will be only half of it? S over 2. What it will be? S over 2. That's not 5, that's S. So S over 2. Okay. Now use the trigonometry. Let's first find S. To find S, what is this? So that's your opposite and that's your hypotenuse. So opposite hypotenuse, which sine? So sine 36 is opposite. What's your opposite? S over 2 over hypotenuse. That's 10. Okay. To shift solve, you will get the sine 36 close bracket equal x alpha x over 2 over 10. Shift solve equal. So what you get? S is what? 11.755. That's 11.76. So what's your S? 11.76. Now another one, if I want to find A, so let's not take O, we'll take this as adjacent and hypotenuse. That's cos 36, adjacent, that's A over 10. Do it in the same way. So let's just change this to cos. So that will be your x, alpha x, and that's delete and put cos. Shift solve equal. So what is it? 8.1. So A will be 8.1. So you know A, you know S. Let's find the area. So what will be the area? Half times 8.1 times n, that is 5, S, that is 11.76. Put it all in the calculator. So what do you have? Half 1 over 2 times 8.1 times 5 times 11.76. So what's the answer? 238.14. 238.1. Okay, that's your answer. Thank you. Thank you for watching.